Chapter 25 Golgotha. After another week, Fino and Sam arrived Jerusalem. Except a few breaks, which they slay zombies, they drive day and night. In Jerusalem was all destroyed. The Israeli army fired very hard the undead up. That was of course a failure, and the situation became worse. To find the mountain Golgotha was not easy. His position was not exactly known, and no sign showed the correct way. Nobody knows exactly where Jesus died. After over 2000 years, no one can say exact on the meter in which area the Romans crucify their victims. Over the description in Merlin's book and GPS, they can almost find the position of the mountain. Merlin didn't write down coordinates, but the star constellation and the exact date. With this information the vampires were able to calculate the coordinates. To find the right place was for vampire much easier than they thought. With every step they come closer, they feel worse. The force of the earth in which Jesus' blood flushed was giant. In the area they have the greatest pain. Sam and Fino starts to dig. Also the zombies have problems with this place. The vampires can't drive the last meters by car, and so they continue their way by walking. On the way up they have to slay sometimes walking stinker. Approximate in a distance of 100 meter, all zombies stand and weren't able to come closer. If Fino and Sam didn't feel pain, they were able to find the right position, in the middle of the circle. With the exact method, the Crusader find also this place. 100-meter radius keeps the zombies away from the position of Jesus dead. After the vampires dig 3 meters deep into the ground, they find clay. In wet cotton pattern and plastic bags, they secure the value clay and store them in their rucksacks on the back as much as they can carry. To their surprise, with every step they get a bigger distance between them and the place, the pain disappears. Obviously the clay they carry directly on their back was not a reason for the punishment. It seems that the pain was only a result of the specific place and how died there. The blood-sucking and the curse was a guilt which can't erased by the sacrifice of Jesus. On their returning down, they have much less problems with the undead than up. The earth on their backs have no meaning for vampires, but an interesting meaning on the zombie spell. Every time zombies come closer than 7 meters, they fall to the ground, didn't move anymore, and seem totally dead. But after they arrive a distance of 7 meters, the corpse wake up again and search for human flesh. It was obviously that they found the right clay to produce a new vessel to bend the spell. The return to Germany was much difficult than the journey to Israel. On the way to Jerusalem they produced many body parts. In the meantime that was a good bait for other walkers. With a great hunger they followed the smell of blood and death. The helpless relatives were good lunch for them. Fino and Sam want to drive the same way back than before, but they find out very fast that the number of undead more than doubled. The odor of blood and death fly easily hundreds of meters through the desert. The wind showed them the way to the slaughtered relatives. The zombies in the desert were able to smell the parts hundreds of kilometers. In the middle of a group of undead, the boys were almost fucked in their rolling blender. They had great problems to come through the crowd. The many corpses stopped them almost totally. Sam kicked the pedal to the metal, but he can't drive forward. The number of zombies around the car increase every second. Sam gets panic and overdrive almost the motor. Suddenly Fino beat him in his face. The whole time he screamed to Fino, "Drive backward, you idiot!" In panic Sam didn't hear him. Now he did what Fino said. He switched the gear in reverse and gets a few meters. As next he changed the gear to forward and kicked the pedal very hard, and in the same moment he turns the steering wheel to the right. With this method they can escape very bare through a hole on the right side. As fast as they could, they drive through the rest of the big crowd. That was the reason they changed the way back. They avoid mainly the places of the slaughter and drive big detours. To change the direction of the big groups, they stopped sometimes and produce new shaking body parts. To avoid to waste time, they do it very fast and more efficient. They have still fun, but now that wasn't not the main reason. For a better solution, they invented a new method. At first they run very fast through the small groups and break zombie legs with their telescope beating sticks to get them on the ground. With tape and steel strings on their legs, they protect themselves. No zombie thief can bite through this protection. In the past it was a good method in Germany in the time of the cleaning process. Someone tried to bite, but the vampires have the swords in their hands and cut them the head off. Afterward they can shake the head away or the other kick it like a soccer ball. Every time Fino kicked a head as hard as he can, he screamed, "Goal!" It isn't difficult to believe that the last was the funniest. After the dead cripples lay on the ground and tried to move forward with their arms, the vampires cut them in pieces with their special cutting weapons. As next they opened the torso of the shaking bodies with one cut from the chest to the tummy. That was important as bait for the other giant groups. The smell flew in all directions in the desert. With this method they were able to drive the original route. But this was only for the moment a solution, because the groups move only from one location to another. They have to change the direction from the route. For a better solution they have to think about a new strategy. They need something harder. In military vehicles they found grenades and other explosives. In an old store they found a sack of fertilizer. With other chemicals they were able to transform the fertilizer in more explosives. They can't use the grenades directly, because the spell will be free. Fino and Sam need bombs with no total destruction. The bombs only have to cut the zombies in pieces that they can't move anymore. The boys drove to every close village or town and searched for steel tubes, steel balls, nails, big glasses, tape, knives and shaving blades. The vampires fill the steel tubes with explosives and test it in a small zombie group. The tube bomb worked perfect and shred them very good, sometimes too good, because green fog fly away. For that reason they changed to glasses. Fino and Sam fill the glasses with nails, knives, shaving blades and balls. To throw the glasses without breaking, they secure it with bonding tape. The self-made splitting bombs work wonderful. The zombies close to the bomb were totally shred and the spell didn't get free. In a distance of over 200 meters from the detonation, the shrapnels work also and the zombies fall to the ground and had great problems to move. The splits of the bombs cut very good sensors, belts and also joints and bones. In 1 second, hundreds of zombies were disabled and our heroes drive the original route. At the end, they come sooner back than expected. Cut in pieces by bombs is a faster method than by hand, but the last is more fun.